Good morning everyone, my name is Morgan Fenter. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you help me out. Today's video is going to be a combination of transplanting some of these seedlings, and I would also like to install another one of these shade cloth covers for this bed over here. So this bed already has the shade cloth kind of over it, but yeah, it's not really holding on here too well, and it's falling over and it's kind of like touching on the sides. So I do want to create something like this for this bed as well. Right, we did happen to have some nice rain, so installing these reeds shouldn't be too much of a problem. I am going to be trimming them a little bit. I do think they're a little bit too long, but yeah, the main thing is just banging them into the ground, putting the shade cloth on top, and then just cable tying it on top there. That's basically all it is. It's super easy, so let's get straight to it. Alright, so now it's time for a little bit of a tricky part, because I want this shade cloth to be straight. So if this then gets folded over, it would be straight like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on like that, and it's going to then get cable tied and fold over. So it's kind of going to be like a bride when they have that thing in front of their face. Then I'm going to do it on this side as well. Then I'll be able to flip everything over, and then it will be straight. And fold it over. You can see it's now straight. Okay, so that's basically the finished product, but what I'm going to do now is go around, and wherever I can see there's like a little dip, then I'll just take the cable tie off, move it over a little bit, and then put it on. Because I am doing this by myself, it is a little bit tricky. So yeah, this is basically what it's going to look like. And as well, I do want to mention this piece was cut before I put everything on here. Those pieces there were installed when they were extremely long, and then I just cut off the excess. This is basically the excess that I'm trying to use for this bed. So it might look a little bit like it's not the right size. I will try my best to make it look as best as possible. So yeah, now I'm just going to go around and undo ones that I think need to be just made a little bit more tighter or a little bit more loose. So yeah, but it's basically finished. I'm just making it look a little bit better because I want it to look perfect. Okay, so this is the finished product, and I will admit it is not perfect. It is definitely not perfect, but it will work. It will definitely do its job, and it is extremely difficult to get this thing like 100% straight. It's really crazy, and I think it's because because these pieces I still had a whole bunch of shade cloth hanging off, and then once I got it to the right size I then cut it off, but this one I kind of had to work backwards. So it is pulling a little bit. You'll see now, I'll show you. See, it's kind of like going off that side. It's not too bad. It's not really what I would like, but it's not too bad. It is decently firm. Like this thing is not, you can really shake it, this thing is not going anywhere. And yeah, I will trim these off. First of all, I will trim those off, but I just want to leave it and let it kind of settle in, because I have noticed with these ones over here, they were at one stage pulling very far towards me here, and then after a while they started going in. That's why it's bowing like that a little bit in there, because the ground kind of settled. I think that's what it is, I'm not too sure, but that's my best guess on why all of a sudden it went from being straight to then being kind of like bowing a little bit. But yeah, that's the finished product. I did add a few over here as well, just to prevent this from flapping too much and kind of going inside. It's nice to have it perfectly square with everything else. So yeah, it looks pretty fine. It's gonna do the job. That's the main thing. It's gonna do the job. And as well, I did take the rain gauge off, and I'm just putting it over here, because I'm not too sure how it's going to work with a shade cloth. I don't know if the shade cloth is going to affect it. It shouldn't really, because I mean, if you have shade cloth over your crops, then I mean the rain's going through there to water your crops. But I'm not sure. I'd rather keep it there where there's nothing over it and I get a accurate reading, than leaving it here and kind of being on the fence on if it's accurate or not. Alright, and also I don't know how long this video is going to be once I'm finished editing, so I'm thinking I'm going to leave this as its own video and do the transplanting the seedlings in a different video. And I also want to get the ground a little bit more prepared than what it is now, so I'll do that off camera, and then I'll start a new video when I transplant those other seedlings. So today's video is just going to be installing this shade cloth cover. And with that being said, that's going to be the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Have a wonderful day, stay active in the garden, and I'll see you guys in the transplanting video.